Before beginning the installation of our sewer backup prevention system, it is very important to camera and inspect the main sewer line. This live video feed allows us to inspect the line for breaks and clogs, but also will alert us if there are any other connections to the line from another sewer line, downspouts, or drain tile connections. We run the camera line from the main cleanout in the basement all the way to the connection to the city sewer system. This also helps us in determining the proper depth and location of our exterior vault. Once the line has been checked and location of the vault determined, we will contact Julie to locate underground utilities prior to our excavation work. In preparation for the excavation, the crew will remove the grass from the work area and place a protective liner over the rest of the lawn. We then excavate down to the sewer line depth. Once we've exposed the old line, we begin to construct the new sewer section. Perma-Seal only uses top quality materials, replacing your old clay pipe with a cast iron section with 2 brass check valves. The joints in the new line are packed with strands of oakum and then sealed using molten lead. This process will continue to seal every joint within our vault area. Oftentimes, the water service line to the house runs alongside the main sewer. In these instances, Perma-Seal will reroute the line around the vault area with a new copper line. We will of course notify you when this occurs, as there will be a temporary shutoff of water service to your home. We are now ready to cut out the old section of sewer line and replace with our newly assembled sections with the dual check valves. Once level, we connect both sides with metal non-shear bands over the connections, tightening the bands down with a torque wrench. Depending upon job conditions, the vault will be constructed using either masonry block or, as in this case, with precast concrete sections. The bottom and largest section is lowered into place first over our new sewer line. Once that is in place, we dig a hole for the ejector pump basin right alongside the overflow T. The type of basin will vary with local codes. Before installing the ejector pump, we drill a weep hole in the side of the discharge pipe directly across from the float switch. By doing so, every time the pump activates, a stream of water will flush any debris from the float switch. The ejector pump has a 1/2 horse motor and will allow up to 2-inch solids to pass through it. A 20 amp dedicated electrical service line needs to be run from your home to the vault interior. The 2-inch galvanized steel discharge line is rated at 200 pounds per square inch, compared to copper at 150 and PVC at only 5. This line needs to be very strong to withstand the extreme pressure of a sewer surge. The brass check valve in the discharge line is installed vertically so that it will stay closed when not in use. The strength of the brass check valve is many times that of commonly used PVC check valves and ensures that it will not fail during the critical times of a sewer system backup. The discharge line is connected to the top cap of the check valve closest to the street. When the ejector pump activates, the force of the water on the front valve will force the valve to close and help it seat properly. The finished discharge line will look like this. The floor of the vault is purposely pitched towards the ejector basin so that any sewage water that comes up from the overflow during backups will be directed towards the basin and pump. Before lowering the next level of the vault, a urethane sealant strip is placed around the perimeter so when the next section is placed, the strip will expand and seal the 2 vault sections together. This process is repeated for each section of the vault. Once the vault is assembled, a cast iron cleanout port is installed in the sewer line between the vault and the street. This provides an access point to rod the line to the street in the future. The overflow T within the vault is the point where we can rod the line back towards the house. The check valves are serviced annually by removing the top cap of the valves and cleaning and lubricating the valves. To complete the height of the vault, we use risers and a final cap, placing mortar between the risers. We then backfill around the vault, tamping the soil, removing the excess dirt, and restoring the lawn to its original condition.